Hi, I am Bob DeMarzo here on Channel Partners TV with a very special guest, the newly promoted president of Ingram's Platforms Group, Sanjib Sahoo. He is here live broadcasting with me from the Channel Partners Conference and Expo to talk about a wide range of things. We're going to cover Ingram's transformation from a traditional distributor to a platform for the partner and vendor community. I'm going to pick his brain a little bit on business trends and then we'll talk about AI and a wide range of things. But first of all, Sanjeev, congratulations on the promotion. What are the new responsibilities that you're taking on?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's really wonderful to be here. As a president of the platform group, my charter is to actually drive all things platform as Ingram becomes a platform company.
Okay.
So the growth via the platform development, platform marketing, platform services, support, everything Xvantage and platform is my responsibility. And we are in this journey to become a distributor to a platform, not a marketplace, but a platform. And that's what I oversee everything in the company.
It's great. So I've been in distribution business and covering it for a long time. I shouldn't say I was in it. I've covered it from the externally as an editor and as a content guy. How do you take a traditional distributor and convert it to a platform? As you're saying, like what's involved in that? Because you traditionally think of distribution, logistics, financing, helping partners with services, training, and programs. Take us through that platform journey and how long you think it will take to transition to that, transform to that.
So I joined Ingram about 3.5 years ago, and I did not have any background on distribution. I had B2B and B2C experience. And the first question I asked was that we don't really produce anything. We connect the OEMs and the vendors to the resellers and to the end customers. And we touch almost 90% about the world's population, right?
Sure.
So, but at the same time, there are certain challenges in this industry that needs to be solved. We have special pricing, billing. How do you actually do from fragmented experience? You buy cloud differently, services differently, and the entire e-commerce differently. How do you bring a single pane of glass for everything? So we started this journey to build a platform. Imagine there's a difference between building platform as a tool to support the business versus becoming a platform business.
Right.
And what does it mean is how do you actually make and create an experience that for the partners is different? For example, can you actually create a personalized experience for your partners? For any personnel.
You would hope so.
Exactly.
Not easy to do.
Not easy.
From where you are.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you actually have hardware, software, cloud, subscriptions, everything in one single platform and one single order ticket so that you don't have fragmented experience? Can you actually have pricing for every single SKU real time? Can you actually have insights, recommendation?
Is this a vision?
No, it's already live.
Already live.
Today we are doing. So think about this. From PDF to SKUs, from email to orders, from integrating with our partners, with their systems, from months to minutes, we are solving these complex problems already today.
Right.
And the platform is live in 16 countries. And what we are doing is we are taking friction out and appearing differently in the market right now, which is a combination of our different experience, not a marketplace, but a platform. That is where today.
What's happening culturally as part of that, right? You take traditional distribution-minded people that are, hardworking and creative, and you're now moving them to a platform.
Yeah.
What has to happen culturally to do that?
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not just about the technology.
That's a very good question because as you heard me on the keynote, more than 80% of the transformations fail because of culture, mindset.
Yep.
So it is a combination of both, right? So we brought in a lot of talent from Silicon Valley, other companies who actually helps us to showcase the art of possible with technology.
Okay.
We mixed them with people from the business and distribution who had the mindset to actually transform distribution.
Gotcha.
So there is the art of possible and the art of feasible.
Sure.
And then we mix them together to create the art of viable. And then we take every challenges and figure out. The art is about, we always say that what has got us here not take us there. And you always start with what cannot be done versus what can be done. It's not easy.
Sure.
But if you mix these two and then focus on the why, and the problems to solve that. For example, today we have our AI algorithm looking at all the quotes, finding out opportunities for our sales team, and having them reach out to our partners and do that. Now, it is a change, but it is for them to be better and grow more.
No
So as
doubt.
long as it's their story, that's what it works.
So, Sanjib, you're a business-minded executive as well as a technologist. So, do you think the transition to platform will have an impact on Ingram's valuation now that it's a publicly held company?
So what we do is try to solve the problems about our business model, right? Which is, how do we look at our platform to grow our revenue?
Okay.
How do you look at our platform to optimize our OpEx structure? How do you look at platform to do return on working capital?
Right.
Now, if you focus on the customer and the vendors, we think value will come. And whatever way it is, enterprise value, EPS, it will come. But our first focus is, don't worry about that. Worry about how do we solve problems for our partners day in, day out.
Today.
That's the thought process.
You were called one of the most influential business minds in the world.
Yeah.
So this movement to platform is part of a bigger shift in business overall. Can you put that in perspective for the listeners on CPTV in terms of, we're moving in a different direction business-wise?
Yeah. Think about that. Today, we spend trillions of dollars in technology in the world, right?
Sure.
And the way the technology is evolving, you have the vendor layer, you have the partner layer, and you have the distribution layer, right?
Right.
But the distribution layer is not just disties. It's distribution, hyperscalers, aggregators, vendors. The partner layer is not just resellers. You have all kinds of VARs, resellers. So there's no linear relation anymore. Everybody is looking at everybody, and the market is changing.
Right.
Now think about this. No single OEM can actually go and create bundling and solution. A hyperscaler, a cloud, they are working on their cloud.
Right.
But who is solving the problem about bringing all these solutions, aggregating them, putting together, and pushing them to the right partner, right time to the problem? There's a problem to be solved.
Sure.
I think the way the platform is, it is actually taking complexity out, removing friction, creating a model where we can actually be much more effective, and having our resellers a chance to actually grow their market, not only just distribution market, but the overall technology market.
And you think the opportunity would be not just for the big partners, but mid-size and smaller ones as well?
So the opportunity is for everybody. Think about this way. The way the big partners are looking at solutions is different than mid-market and SMBs.
Absolutely.
For SMB or smaller customers, the access to the reach, making sure you can have every information at your fingertips, getting insights in the platform. So that will drive for us their share of wallet to earn business, and for them to actually go bigger for their market. Imagine them investing in AI and technology versus using a platform that already has the data and insights for them to grow. That's where the opportunity is.
Why? I heard you quoted as saying AI is nothing new. Why'd you say that?
The reason I say that is AI first came in 1950s, right?
Okay.
And then the first chatbot called Eliza was in 1960s. And people said, oh my God, jobs will go away. So there is an iteration of AI from linear programming, natural language processing, machine learning, deep learning,
Right.
large language models. It will keep on evolving,
Sure.
right? What it does is that we need to have the right mindset to adapt to technology and use it to solve a business problem. Too many times we try to focus on the shiny technology and try to find a problem that is solved versus trying to understand the problem and use the power of technology, because technology keeps changing. What was cool a few years ago,
No doubt
it's not
about
cool right now.
It seems to be accelerating because of AI,
Exactly.
AI's influence on the market
Yeah.
as it is.
Absolutely.
So the work you're doing on the platform, competitively against, we don't need to name your competitors in distribution. How far do you think it separates you from the pack?
So when we started this journey, the thought process was that we want to become a B2B platform ecosystem, right?
Right.
And I have deep respect for our competition. But you know what I tell my teams? Our competition is ourselves, because we have our own inertia. So we need to push ourselves to every day take the feedback from our partners, our vendors, see how we can make us better. And when you drive a car, you keep cognizant about blind spots. You understand, respect,
Right.
and learn from our competition, but you don't really figure out we are ahead or behind. The proof is in the pudding. If a partner says that, you know what, we really love your platform, every time a partner walks to me and says, you made my business so much better, that is my satisfaction.
Right.
It's not about how far ahead you are. Every day somebody can disrupt us, right? Think about this way. A few lines of code in the AI suddenly disrupted the AI industry from nowhere, right?
Right.
So we don't know where competition comes from. You know,
Right.
an airline got competition from video conferencing software.
Right.
So I tell my teams, we don't know where is competition. So be cognizant of the great things you learn from what they're doing, but push ourselves to be better. That's what I'm focused
Before
on.
you joined Ingram, you were a CIO
Yeah.
for some rather large companies.
Yeah.
Did you have an appreciation for the channel in those roles?
Yeah. So when I was CIO, I used to run, I was CIO, but I was to run transformations and all.
Okay.
I had an understanding of the channel, but not to the extent that I understand right now.
Sure.
Because what we saw was the resellers or the VARs, MSPs coming to us and pitching, but they are mostly taking order takers.
Right.
What I see is that we have to become from an order taker to be a strategic solution provider for the CIOs, CTOs. And today the CIOs are not the only one buying technology. Everybody buys technology.
Sure,
CMO
right.
buys technology, CFO buys technology.
Business
But
leaders.
what they are looking at is, how can you help me solve my problem? Technology is a vehicle. I think that's where the channel might have to shift.
Sure.
If we free up the time to solve the complex issues or billing issues, we can show up and figure out how do we solve the problems. For example, you want to have a better customer service, we can actually get you an AI-enabled customer service platform. To do that, hey, we have to need the data, we need security. That's the conversation we need more. So I have much more appreciation of right now than what I had before.
So I heard you were dubbed the DigiGoat a few years ago.
Yeah.
You want to tell our viewers where that came from and why?
I think it was a name because I have been doing digital transformation in different industries, and I'm not perfect, I'm learning, but somehow I am passionate about being aggressively digital, but amazingly human. Because
Aggressively digital. I like
and
that.
I feel that a lot of people talk about transformation, but transformation is not a project, it's a DNA.
Right.
The satisfaction that I drive is, can I take traditional companies and able to make a small impact to change the way they show up as an organization, not just the best technology you built. So that is where the name came from. So,
That's great.
you know, today as I move towards a journey of being a business leader, platform leader, and go, my passion is utilizing the best technology to open up for growth and value of the company and our partner experience.
Well, I mean, I honestly think your work in distribution could be the most transformational thing we've seen in this industry
Thank you.
in many, many years. So thank you for being here on
Thank
Channel
you so
Partners
much.
TV. Sanjib Sahoo, a great mind, a business leader, transformation leader at Ingram, moving them to a platform company. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us on CPTV.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.